As I am making this video, it's a Saturday night, and LaMelo Ball just played his first NBA game against the Toronto Raptors. And guess how many points he scored? 0. He scored 0 points, and I couldn't help to make a video of the Charlotte Hornets curse. It all starts in 1991. The Charlotte Hornets have the first overall pick in the draft. Michael Jordan wasn't the GM, so surely they would not mess this pick up. And they selected Larry Johnson. And you're probably wondering, how is that a bad pick? He was a 2, almost 3-time All-Star. But this is soon where the Hornets curse would start. The very next year, they got the 2nd overall pick, and they selected Alonzo Mourning. Wait, what? He was a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year and a 7-time All-Star. He also got inducted into the Hall of Fame. How is that a bad pick? That's an amazing pick. When will this curse start? Oh, I know when it starts. In 1996.
With the 13th pick in the 1996 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Kobe Bryant from Lower Merion High School.
The Charlotte Hornets drafted Kobe Bryant. He won 5 championships and an MVP. He was also an 18-time All-Star. But right after the Hornets drafted Kobe, they traded him. The Hornets traded Kobe Bryant to the Lakers for Vlade Divac. Mr. Divac was a pretty good player, averaging 12, 8, and 3 in his career to go along with an All-Star appearance. But the Hornets missed out big time on Kobe. The Charlotte Hornets traded one of the best players of all time for a mid-tier player and sometimes would play at an All-Star level, which would haunt them in the long term. The next occurrence in the Charlotte Hornets curse is 3 years later in 1999.
With the 3rd pick in the 1999 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Baron Davis from UCLA.
The Hornets drafted Baron Davis with the 3rd overall pick in the draft. Baron Davis averaged 16, 4, and 7 in his career. He had 2 All-Star appearances and he led the league in steals twice. Baron Davis's potential was super crystal clear. You could see it for the first time he stepped foot in an NBA court. In his rookie season, he averaged a mediocre 6 points and 4 assists. He would improve the next season, averaging 14 points and 7 assists, which should have been a very clear sign to keep Baron Davis and he can be an All-Star. The next season after that, he improved even more, averaging 18 points and 9 assists. And he was so close to being an All-Star. And guess what the Charlotte Hornets did? They traded Baron Davis. They made this stupid decision to trade him for Dale Davis and Speedy Claxton. Dale Davis was a center that averaged a solid 8 and 8 for his career, and Speedy Claxton only played 7 seasons in the league. After that, the Charlotte Hornets missed out on 2 All-Star appearances from Baron Davis, which would haunt them, because one of the players that the Hornets traded Baron Davis for was named Speedy. Bruh. He would get injured so much, and Baron Davis then became the fastest player in the NBA. So that trade pretty much became useless. The next occurrence that happens in the Charlotte Hornets curse happened 7 years later in the 2006 NBA Draft.
With the 3rd pick in the 2006 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Bobcats select Adam Morrison.
This was the year that Michael Jordan became the general manager and owner of the Charlotte Hornets. They would be getting the 3rd overall pick in the 2006 NBA Draft. They could have selected players such as Kyle Lowry, Rajon Rondo, JJ Redick, Rudy Gay, but instead they drafted college phenom Adam Morrison. In his last season in college, he averaged 28.1 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 1.7 assists. At the time, he seemed like a very good prospect. And in his rookie year, he put up a solid 12, 3, and 2. But then he injured his knee. The very next season, the Charlotte Hornets waived him. He went on to average 2.1 points per game for the rest of his career, which makes him one of the biggest busts of all time at the 3rd overall pick. The next event that occurs on this video happens in 2011.
With the 19th pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Bobcats select Tobias Harris. Charlotte Bobcats select Kemba Walker from the University.
The Charlotte Hornets selected Tobias Harris and Kemba Walker. But you are probably wondering, they're both All-Star snubs, All-Stars, or All-Star caliber players. How is that a bad decision? It's because the Charlotte Hornets traded Tobias Harris on draft night. And as of right now, Tobias Harris is averaging 20 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and a block. And as for Kemba, they traded him in the 2019 season for Terry Rozier, which is one of the biggest bruh moments in NBA history. And one more thing, not only did they trade their good picks, but they also didn't draft the right players. Although the Hornets drafted 2 stars and overall did good, they could have drafted Klay Thompson or Kawhi Leonard. I don't know if you know this, but Kawhi Leonard is one of the best players in the NBA. They could have drafted a top 5 center in Nikola Vucevic, and they even could have drafted Jimmy Butler. The next occurrence that happens in the Charlotte Hornets curse happens the next season in 2012.
With the second pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Bobcats select Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
This is one of the worst draft day decisions ever. The Charlotte Hornets selected Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, who, by the way, is averaging less than 1 point per game as of the 2019-2020 NBA season. And I am surprised he is still on an NBA roster. Not only was the selection a flat-out terrible player, but the Hornets could have selected Bradley Beal, who got selected at the very next pick. They also could have gotten top 3-point guard in the NBA in Damian Lillard, or Andre Drummond, who was one of the best rebounders in the NBA, if not the best in NBA history. They also could have selected great players who were drafted in the second round, such as Draymond Green, Jay Crowder, and a 2-time All-Star in Chris Middleton. Not only that, but Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is known for having the weirdest shooting form in the NBA. On top of that, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is very injury prone. He plays 68% of the games throughout his career, which doesn't sound bad, but Joel Embiid played 63% of the games throughout his career. And keep in mind, Embiid missed the first 164 games in his NBA career. Next, we go to the 2014 NBA Draft, where the Charlotte Hornets selected Noah Vonleh with the 9th overall pick. They could have drafted Zach LaVine or Nikola Jokic, and even TJ Warren, who's had a much better career than Noah Vonleh. But Noah averaged 3 points per game in his rookie season, and then the Charlotte Hornets traded him. He continued to not really improve, and he played with the Denver Nuggets in the 2019-2020 NBA season and averaged 1 point per game there. Now we are going to go on to the 2018 NBA Draft.
With the 11th pick in the 2018 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from Hamilton, Canada, and the University of Kentucky.
The Charlotte Hornets selected Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and he was a very good player. Right now, he's an all-star caliber player, and in a long time, he could eventually be an MVP candidate. He is a star. But of course, the one time the Charlotte Hornets drafted a good player, they traded him on draft night. Just like every single time, they have gotten a great player. The Charlotte Hornets curse makes it so if the Hornets draft a high player at a high pick, they don't have him when his value is high, and he turns out to be amazing if the Hornets don't get him. And if they get a high pick and they do get that player, that NBA prospect eventually becomes a big bust. We are at the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed. I'm Brun, and that's my take. Peace!